I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address in a torn up town.
Hello everyone, Desert Gold. Last week it was actually only a few days ago, I did a review of my 6.8 short barrel SPC by Lwrc, and it got me to thinking about this particular rifle, or it is when it's all put together. A little over a year ago, I was at my favorite indoor shooting range, and I noticed when I was leaving that on the wall there was this upper for sale, and I went over there to check it out, and it happened to be an Lwrc. Arguably it was an older version, and I mean this thing is about 10 or 15 years old, so it's not by any means the latest and greatest, but given the price of current Lwrc uppers for what I got this for, it was a steal, basically because people were afraid of an upper that old, and I knew, given the foundation of Lwrc, that that would not be a problem. This looks a little different than what it started as. First off, it had the older standard M16 AR-15 round handguard. It had the older A2 front gas block and front sight, and older rear sight carry handle, which looked okay, but I've always just been enamored with the newer, modern, low-profile looks of the AR-15s of today, so I did what I always do. I took the damn thing apart and got rid of the parts I didn't like and put together a new version of this upper. Now, that being said, I opened a can of worms in some respects, and I'll try to keep it brief, but it is a little involved, so it might take a little bit of time here. Lwrc at the time still had their uppers with their gas block system, or their gas piston system in them, and still do to this day. The problem was that when I took the A2 front gas block system off in favor of a low profile, it was necessary to take out the drive rod and completely rework the gas piston system. Now, this is actually the bolt carrier that came with the rifle, and I'm going to show you something here real quick. I'm trying to keep this in view here, but you can see this is the, first of all, the, let's see if my camera will focus. You can see the bolt carrier key is bolted and staked to the bolt carrier. Now, at first glance, it looks like your standard key that would be in a gas impingement system, but if you look closely, the place where on a normal key the gas would be entering to drive the system is actually a solid indented piece of steel, so it would not function obviously as a gas impingement system because there's no area for the gas to enter the key. But if you look at, let's say, the key on, this is the bulk carrier group out of the Lwrc. This is Lwrc's current bulk carrier, and you can see it's a one-piece system now. The key is machined out of the same block of steel that the carrier itself is, so there's no bolting and staking of any kind of key to the carrier, making it a solid, more stable system. So what else does that mean? Well, look at the difference. Let's see if I can get this oriented properly. You can see the difference there? Look how long the key is on the old Lwrc, and look at the new one. This is quite a bit shorter than the impact point of the old key, as opposed to where the impact point of the new one is. So what did that mean? It meant that I couldn't use my old drive rod that came with the upper. I had to completely rework the system, and that's when I went with Adam's arms. It was the best choice at the time, given what I was trying to accomplish and maintain as much of the original upper as I could. I got rid of the standard M16 or AR-15 handguard and went with the Midwest Industries all aluminum quad rail system. I like it. There's a lot of ventilation for keeping the barrel cool. As you can see, numerous mounting points and almost a uniform one-piece system now across the entire upper. So you have a much greater area to add various accessories to the top rail. Now, this is the gas block, and as you can see, it's a low profile, and it actually also really nicely blends in with the Midwest Industry, so it all flows into one system. This is Adam's Arms bulk carrier group. As you can see, it's not nickel plated like Lwrc's. They've got their own proprietary coating on it, but it is not nearly as durable as the Lwrc's nickel plating, and I have seen wear on it at times already beginning. The other thing I did do is the cam pin on Lwrc's and almost all carriers is this rectagonal cam pin, as you can see. And given the amount of wear that cam pin deals with on a normal situation in a lifetime of riding inside the channel on the upper, even with proper lubrication, there's going to be wear and tear on it, and I just really like the idea of this. I get this, instead of using Adam's Arms cam pin, I went out and got this round cam pin that actually rotates like a wheel, so it rides on not only the lubrication, but the lubrication on the bearings inside this wheel really make this a nice, almost frictionless system. So we have two bulk carrier groups with what appear to be identical. Yeah, please excuse the hand tremors, you know I can't do anything about it. They look identical in placement, length, everything looks like you could just switch one for the other, doesn't it? Get this out. Looks can be deceiving though. They are sit almost in the exact same position. They are almost exactly the same length. And you would assume they would have the same impact point on the drive rod, but you would be wrong. Let me show you why. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up or not, but can you see the face of the key? Right there, it's flat. Just a flat surface. The only noticeable marks on that face are where the current drive rod has impacted it in my recent firings. But other than that, it is flat. Look at LWRCs. What do you see? You see that little divot? A little indentation on the key at the face? And that LWRC puts that in there so that the guide or drive rod sits in that divot and is more secured and won't impact the face in different areas, supposedly keeping the flexing of the drive rod down. Even the old key, if you look at it closely, you can see there's an indentation even on that one. So LWRC is a firm believer in making sure that everything in the gas piston drive system is lined up and precisely maintained in a straight, non-flexing reciprocal system. So what does that entail? If I took this bolt carrier group with its, I think it's about 3 to 5 millimeter indentation, and put it in this LWRC upper and go out and fire it, I'll wind up with a piece of spaghetti-shaped drive rod that used to be a straight steel rod. And then you're left with the laborious task of trying to fish out a bent rod that went in easily because it was straight. Now you have to find a way to get it out. And trust me, that is not fun. So, the bottom line is, if you're going to be assembling an upper and using parts from different manufacturers, make sure that all your measurements are right on, because you will open up a can of pain that you don't want to deal with. Other than that, this is, like I said, just my Sunday go out and shoot, have fun rifle, so I didn't get real carried away with it. Just a standard Rock River Arms lower. I did put a Spikes Tactical Combat trigger in it, heavy duty recoil buffer spring. You've got the just a regular broomstick handle front. I do like to throw around a lot of 5.56 rounds too, so yep, I went and put a slide fire on this too. This one also has the EOTech, only this one is the EXPS2 instead of the 3. Really nice, excellent sight for that. Got the gunfighter charging. That's about it, you know. I mean, it goes together real easy. It comes apart and cleans real easy. Oh, one other important thing. Even back 10 and 15 years ago, Lwrc was using the nitrocarbonized or Tennefer treated barrels, and this is no exception. And as old as this is, I don't know if you can see it, but that is like a brand new looking rifle, and I have done nothing but clean this rifle. It has the classic Lwrc polygonal rifling in it. The inside nitrocarbonized treatment is as pristine as it was the day it left the factory, so that is a distinct example of how durable this nitrocarbonized treatment is on rifle barrels. It doesn't wear off because it's an actual bonding of the original metal, so you're not changing inside bore diameters as, say, a wearing chrome-plated barrel might change as time goes on. The other, only other thing I did is, you got it, you know me in Surefire, nice Surefire muzzle brake. So, blue sky, sunshine today. Yesterday I did a video on dry-aged prime ribs, so I'm got those cowboy steaks I'm going to throw on the grill with some crab meat stuffed mushrooms, roasted bell peppers. Got to do a lot of beer drinking, you know, that's a moral imperative. And yeah, I don't want to upset Mr. Bomey over at B&E Brew Review channel. I got to keep up my end of this deal and take one for the team, maybe take 2 or 3. Yeah, 2 or 3 sounds good. Got to check out Eric's channel over there at the B&E Brew Review channel, and I'll put a link down there. And you'll have a blast over there. He's a hoot. I mean, you can go anywhere from beer to politics to Star Trek in one session, and come back and the next day and it's a completely different version, or it could be the same. You never know what to expect from old Eric, and that's why I think I dig that channel so much. So I've got some grilling to do. I'm going to put this damn thing back together. Beer drinking. So y'all have a great Tuesday, and as always, have fun, be safe. Desert Gold out.
On wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address. In a torn up town, no postcode envy, but every song's like gold teeth, gray goose dripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care.